Good evening, space pirates. Today I'm going to talk you through my latest TTS game. This was a mentoring game in preparation for the IGL Casual League. So it's a 20x20 mission where it is Black Ops and keep your own troops alive. So the main goal is to kill the 4 designated targets and then extract the cube from their dead bodies and keep them like in supplies. For the second objective, it is the purpose to keep as many models alive as possible. To have more than 50% of your models, and it's models and not points, will give you the most points, and it will decrease. So staying alive will be a purpose. For the keeping alive, the remotes and peripherals count as models as well. So this will be relevant in this mission. For me, I tried a new list, tried something different. I was thinking about what can I do against hacking. That's an always available threat for PanO, and I thought nobody will expect me to bring a hacking list to a match, so I wanted to try that out. So I have Diversion as my lieutenant with a hacker and upgrade to Trinity, so he can killer hack. With his whip 14 he's pretty well, and BTS 6 he should do very well. And he's covered by 2 Fugazis and a Peacemaker with the Oxbot, which provides some repeater coverage as well. So my deployment zone should be covered from the start already. Beside that, I have some warbands, Liang Kai and the Digger, and as always the Teutonic Knight. In this match, the Firewall one and the one with the light shotgun, because I don't need a specialist, so it's not the specialist operative version. As usual, 2 regulars with the mines providing them. They just give me a decent, hard to take out arrow in my deployment zone. And for long range, I have Nauf this time. Wanted to try him. And let's see if he can do something in offensive. Yes, since doctors are better in this mission and don't destroy the cube and don't have the malus on the whip roll, I wanted to try the Knight Hospitaller Doctor with a multi-rifle, which is a heavy unit and should be able to take them out and grab the objective maybe. And another consideration is for the Karhu. He's in group 1. He has NCO, so with this I have 2 purposes for the Lieutenant Order. Either I can have it with Diversion and his Spitfire with a heavy unit, I can go on a rampage, or use him for hacking something, maybe I want to Oblivion something or whatever. So I have a main use for the Lieutenant Order in group 2. And if I don't need it there, the Karhu with the NCO is always a good hunting unit. With the MSV and Mimetism, he can do a lot of damage. So he should have some use for the Lieutenant Order. Beside that, Group 2 has the Bounty Hunter with the Red Fury version, because I wanted another high burst weapon for this mission. And the Bounty Hunter is very fast, and he's in Group 2, so if I want to use him there, he probably won't need that much orders. so he should be fine with that. And tech B, because I had the points to spare. So this is basically my list. I think I won the initiative, and not sure if I won, but I was able to decide to go first. Oh, I have the Moonstrucker, which is always nice. With the drop beer, I can always make good use of his irregular order, and having an engineer in that list isn't a bad idea either. And he is climbing plus, so I like him. Okay, so I decided to go first because I want to cripple my opponent in this mission. I think going for the second objective and trying to deny or trying to kill as many opponents as possible should give me the opportunity to also deny him to get the main objective, and maybe I can just grab some cubes in the final round. So I will focus on the first part of the second part and try to kill and alpha strike my opponent. My opponent decided to deploy second on the blue side. So let's go through my deployment first. I did spend a command token to hold back 2 units, which were Liang Kai and the Teuton. With their impetuous order, I was curious. I was playing against Tunguska, so I was expecting the sniper, the Grancer sniper, and I wasn't sure if I can make good use of the impetuous orders, which I want because I want to run on him. So I wanted to be able to place them in a spot where they can use the impetuous order. This is why I held back these 2 units. I did put the Nauf sniper up here to cover this flank and have a long range arrow into that zone over there. The other opportunity would have been to do that over there, because I was expecting my opponent to put the sniper somewhere up here where he has a good overview, and so I was thinking he was safe there. Beside that, I have a Fugazi on either side to make use of my hacking, and the Peacemaker in the center with a flamethrower on his side. He's prone and is basically not really visible, so I'm covering my deployment zone with the mines. I'm covering them as well with a lot of templates. The Kahu is in the second floor up here, prone, so he can, with this climbing plus, he can easily get somewhere over there, or he can even climb along that wall to get over here, so he is very flexible in his use, and with the Feuerbach and the HMG range, he's very easily to get to use. So the Bounty Hunter is on the right flank, where he can either zoom out over there or along this side, or even go into the center. And with his Red Fury, he has a shoot over there. He's deployed with cover, so he has mimetism and cover here, so he should be pretty safe. The Tech B just on the side to have a line of sight over here. I don't want him to do any other things, so he's fine there. The Night Hospitaller over there, so he can turn around and go to the center, or maybe on this flank. So the Fersen is standing here to providing some arrow over there, and he can either go under the bridge with his Spitfire in all short range, or over here. So he has a lot of attack vectors on the left flank. So I have the Bounty Hunter on the right, the Diversion on the left, and the Kahu in the middle. So I'm feeling pretty well here. I have the Digger over here, which also provides some template coverage. He isn't able to be seen from the opponent's deployment zone, so he's fine there. And with his impetuous order, he can, if possible, he can just run over there and attack the designated target and maybe kill it. So that I'm feeling safe there. As usual, a very tight deployment zone, a lot of templates, and starting to move out from there. My opponent then deployed I think, nice, solid Tunguska list. On the left flank, he placed the Grancer multi-sniper rifle, just aiming at my Nauf. He can easily outshoot him, so this is a problem for me. With the Link, he has Perseus as his team leader and 2 Securiata Repeater and 1 Securiata Paramedic. So this is kind of spread out. That's one of the problems with placing Link teams. You get a lot of board coverage with that. On the other hand, if you want to activate them, you can basically only activate the core Link with Perseus as your leader, because otherwise you will lose at least 1 unit by dropping out of the zone of control of the lieutenant. For example, if the Grancer will activate, his zone of control is 8 inches, which is fine until this Securiata and Perseus, but this other one will drop out and he's down to a 4-man Link right at the beginning. So always a problem. Yeah, on the other hand, if you put them all together, they are all in the same spot, which isn't perfect either. Which is why I lightly like playing vanilla factions, because I don't have to care about Link teams anymore. We have the Interventor Hacker, which is obviously his lieutenant, way in the back. Yes, just the Interventor Lieutenant. We have a Vertigo Zond, which is placed over there. Not sure if I like that spot too much. Maybe I would have placed him. Not sure if he fits there though. Ooh. But over there he's not providing any arrows in his good range. I usually try to put the Vertigo in a spot where I at least have something in my deployment zone covered and which I can shoot long range. Because if a Warband is coming or something else with a Spitfire, usually HMGs don't move into my deployment zone because for the opponent, for the other units, they are not in their good range band. So the idea is with the Vertigo to at least provide some arrows in a range band where the opponent is bad and I'm hopefully 0 or even better. So he provides at least something during the game. Even though they already provide the threat for the repeater coverage because they have the guided missile. So I prefer to have something where I can at least look at something. But I think this might just be difficult on this map. Maybe up here. Up here he could at least even stand up in later rounds. And I mean, he's not providing a lot over there. Doctor over there to probably grab the objectives of the cubes. Fine. Transductor and a second transductor, because there are a lot of expensive units in Tunguska. That's only reasonable to have some cheap stuff in there. Evo hacker up there on the top, totally fine. Bounty hunter. His bounty hunter rolled a sniper rifle, which is neat. But usually if you roll that, you don't get to use it because you die, because you don't deserve it. For me, every time I roll an HMG or something like that, those units don't perform very well because they don't deserve it. It's just bad karma. And then we have Merry Problems, which is for my liking too exposed and too far in the front, yeah, she's just vulnerable over there. Might be better up here maybe. She's very defended up here. She has climbing plus, so she can get down. She can shoot pictures very well from above here, so that might be a better spot. And I think she's still not visible, no, not at the front of the balcony. The Doctor has a Zondbot attached, which provides a high body count, which is good for the second part of the list, of the mission. He did hold back his puppet bots, so I didn't see them until then. And then I deployed the Teuton and the Liang Kai. My decision was to go in on this flank, because there's no way I can deal with the Grancer currently. Over here, he's way too strong, ignoring my mimetism and cover, so he's always probably shooting on 19. Yes, it's a 19. +3 for range and +3 for calling, and that's just too much of a threat, so I'm trying to avoid him. So I was thinking to move forward on this flank. The digger is already there. Liang Kai should use his impetuous order to move on that side. Nobody is really looking down here before I get to Merry Problems and the Bounty Hunter, so this is clearly the weaker flank, and the Teuton is just running in the center, trying to contest this HVT over there. I really like this spot of the Grancer because he provides another arrow over here. The same as I explained with the Vertigo Zond. If I move into his deployment zone, I will have to face him, and I will most likely be in bad range, and he's in good range. So this fire line is a problem for me. He's then placing his Puppet Master over here, and the Puppet Bots prone up here, which is probably okay, because he doesn't want to get shot too early. Maybe he would have been better off to have this one poking out to protect this. He is not too much of a threat that can outshoot him. Maybe the Diversion, but probably not. And I would have placed the Puppet Master somewhere else, probably over here, or even over there, or over there prone, because he's clearly the weak part in this team. So I will most likely try to get out the Puppet Master before I even try to get rid of them, because if I can deal with him, I have 3 units in a null state, and this will be important for the second part. Yeah, so that was the deployment. Oh, by the way, my digger just rolled a double action close combat weapon. Nothing really fancy. The bounty hunter rolled a monofilament close combat weapon. Nothing really fancy either, so this didn't make any difference on them. So that was the deployment. Okay, so here's how my turn 1 turned out. The digger moved out with his impetus and was shooting his chain rifle on the citizen. The citizen dodged and successfully, so nothing happened there, unfortunately. The Teuton moved out as well and I think shot the second citizen, probably with a Panzerfaust, and he succeeded. And Liang Kai moved out as well until over here. With his stealth, he had to cautious move along here for a second because the bounty hunter with his sniper rifle was seeing me over there, so I had to use a cautious move. Over here he was just not providing any arrows due to his stealth, and here my opponent realized what a threat he was, and I then activated him and moved over here and asked for the arrows. Problem was he has a chain rifle, light shotgun and flash pulse. Chain rifle at the beginning here was a mine and the bounty hunter was sitting over there. So it was obvious that due to my 8-inch deployment zone or zone of control, I would be able to hit all 3 targets, and my opponent did the right choice, I think. He decided to dodge with Merry Problems and shoot me with the bounty hunter. I was thinking of, I was shooting back with the light shotgun to the bounty hunter, feeling well with that. We both hit on our BS, which is a little bit better on the bounty hunter. But I've burst 2 and I'm NWI, so I hoped if I kill him, I can then do trouble to Merry Problems in the second order with my Berserk, so no problem with that. So I wasn't afraid of the dodge of Merry Problems, but it turned out differently. The bounty hunter did win the face-to-face against my 2 shots, which is unfortunate. Oh, the bounty hunter was deployed with cover as well, so no impetus, so this is why it's +6 for me, -6 for mimetism and -6 for cover, so shooting on in my 11 of the BS. And then I realized the bounty hunter with the SMG has shock, and Liang Kai is not shock immune, and that drastically changed the outcome. I failed my armor save as well, so Liang Kai was immediately removed from the game. That was a shame. That was when I realized that Liang Kai doesn't have shock immunity. I will have to look after him a little bit better in the next game to check if there are any opponents having shock ammunition. I will need to avoid them. Yes, that was a little bit bad luck, but also bad play as well. So from there, I started with a Peacemaker. He moved out with his Zondbot, going over here, and I think they ended somewhere over here. Yeah, I can get that. ending over here. I was hoping to be out of the 8 inches deployment zone of Merry Problems and would be able to then dodge from here, getting inside. No, I think it must have ended somewhere this way. So it ended that the Oxbot was already in the 8 inches and the Peacemaker was not. My opponent got an arrow and then decided to use Oblivion on the Oxbot, which was fine for me. Probably was ending here, so avoiding being seen by the Bounty Hunter. Or probably the Bounty Hunter was more like that. So Bounty Hunter wasn't able to see me on that spot. So the only arrow was Merry Problems doing Oblivion. I was fine with that, hoping my Oxbot would survive. So I did a second move over there, and the Peacemaker moved over there. And then I activated Diversion and just killed Merry Problems. Because the Peacemaker is a repeater. That's the way I like to play that. Bringing the Peacemaker into, or bringing a repeater into the range of a target I want to hack, either by dodging or in this way by having a free movement. Surprisingly or luckily, in this time the Oxbot survived this. So he was not isolated, so I could keep going after that. Diversion just kills Merry Problems. That's not a big deal. I mean, it's offensive turn, 3 dice with a repeater on my side. This can go wrong, but most likely it will not. After that, I move forward. I think the Peacemaker goes somewhere over there, and then the Oxbot goes over there. The mine, which is here, goes off. The sniper can see me. Perseus will throw smoke. And the Bounty Hunter, I'm not sure what he was doing. Either shooting the Peacemaker or dodging. I can't really remember. I think he even moved over there and did put a huge template over here. So the Oxbot is putting down a flamer and the Peacemaker is shooting the Bounty Hunter to contest his shot. And this time he succeeds. The Oxbot kills the Bounty Hunter. Merry Problems survives the flamer, surprisingly. And the Oxbot is just killed by the sniper, the mine, whatever. There was never a plan for him to survive. So then with that, I have these 2 units killed now, and I retreat to get over there, providing some repeater coverage and repeater problems for the puppet bots probably. And yeah, having killed at least 2 units in my first turn. My second group, the Bounty Hunter, goes into suppression fire, an easy task for the irregular order in group 1. I think the Moonstrucker tries to shoot a drop beer, which he fails. The Tech Bee moves back a little bit to have a better line of sight over there standing, since I don't see any threats coming down here, so he should be safe there. I couldn't do anything with Nauf, unfortunately, because the Grancer is just better in shooting, so I will just stay there and hope for the best. Beside that, the Teuton Knight retreats a little bit to be safe in cover again. I think I used a coordinated order for that. The digger retreats as well, because I don't want to stand totally in the open yet and provide them to my opponent. So that was my first turn. Interesting things with Liang Kai learning he's not shock immune. Nevertheless, having a template over here was very neat. And then the Peacemaker move was with moving the Peacemaker into zone of control and then gain the opportunity to hack was something my opponent will not see again, because he will prevent that next time probably. And having the Oxbot and the Peacemaker attacking from both sides is always a nice move. Telling that, during deployment I said I would like to have Mary Problems up here. She would have been a lot easier to grab by a pitcher or even this repeater on this spot, because she's way worse to defend. Which is why I'm not sure about Mary Problems. I mean, she's expensive, she has the forward deployment, but using her and having second turn, she's very exposed and vulnerable in the front to these attacks. So that was my first turn. Okay, so in the first turn my opponent, the plan was to play the mission. He first faced the problem with the Perseus being the leader, and he was thinking of shooting the Nauf. Wanted to declare Grandsires as leader and realized he will lose the 5-man link bonus for that. I think this would still have been a good move to do that. He decided to reform the link without the Grandsire and then moved the Harris of Perseus, the Paramedic, and one Securiator up the board, putting some smoke down to prevent me from doing something, and grab the cube from the first HVT. And then he did retreat until here. The Paramedic totally safe behind the wall, and then recreated the link with the Grandsire, and then shooting at the Nauf. And for me, I was happy not to face him in a core link, so I saw my opportunities rising, but still my chances are not good. I was hoping for the best and trying to survive something, but 3 shots on 16 against my shot at a 13, I think, is not good enough, and it turns out that is as it should. Nauf goes unconscious. So that was his first group. The second group, one more order. He moves out the puppet bot with the forward observer, killing the Peacemaker, just staying out of 8 inches. Yeah. He's right, just out of 8 inches, so I can't hack him. I'm going for a dodge with a Peacemaker. He's shooting on 0 3 times, and I'm whiffing it, and I do go unconscious level 2. So, but he is stranded over there. So, yeah, he's basically stranded over there. Beside that, I think his second group is not doing too much. Not really. And he leaves the Securiator up here. He's ducked into the cover, providing repeater coverage up the board, which I think it's a good move. He's pretty safe there. He's hard to come to. He's not fine there. So my opponent basically plainly playing the mission and grabbing some easy kills. Okay, with my first turn not being as successful as I wanted it to be, and my opponent killing even more, two units more in his offensive turn, I will need to get some work done this turn. Impetuous orders are used again. Digger is moving out, and the Teuton is moving out as well. Just to have them in the midfield and see what I can do with that. Then the Karhu is going for a run. He climbs down here and goes over there, and then over here gains line of sight to the puppet bot and simply kills him because I have cover, I have mimetism, I'm in good range. Not sure if he's dodging or flash pulling me, but I'm shooting with 3 burst and I'm fine, I'm just killing it. I'm then moving forward, vaulting down over here and moving up this angle. Placing, I will have to do a cautious move over here because the sniper will see me. So I think one order ends over there, and I just place a mine and then start a new cautious move over there. I get spotlighted over here. I get spotlighted over here, and then I just move out here, shooting the puppet master, and I think accepting the flash pulse, but the flash pulse doesn't hit me, so with the last order I retreat over there and shoot the Transductor again. With that, this whole flank is pretty safe. The Karhu is in the deployment zone of my opponent, so I think this was a reasonable attack here. The intention of moving the Karhu back over here is I'm actually standing here, which I don't like that much, but I'm close to the puppet bot as well. And my intention was to be close enough, and yes, I am. To be close enough so my opponent can't missile me with a guided missile, because he has to shoot with a template in this case, and he is not allowed to clip his own models with that, and he would be clipping the puppet bot, so standing close to him would secure me from this threat, so I can go for a rampage in the next turn with him over there. Unfortunately, I don't have any orders in Group 1 left to do some more work with the going for the objectives. That's just sad. The second group, the Karhu was using the lieutenant order from the Diversion, so he had a lot of orders to go there, even though I already lost a whole bunch of units. The bounty hunter doesn't have too much left. He's zooming out here and then going over there, trying to shoot this HVT, because putting them into dead state, putting more of the designated targets into dead state gives me a victory point at the end. And my opponent already put this unit into dead state. I did this and this into dead state, so killing this would have meant I will secure this objective point at the end. But unfortunately, this citizen succeeds with his dodge and on a 12, and I fail my... I think he critically succeeds with a 12, and I fail my shots, so the bounty hunter is not successful. The citizen is moving into cover, so no way to get him. That's just sad. So I just move there and go into suppression fire to prevent the Securiata from coming out, and he has a good range over here to do some stuff. Okay, so we have the second turn for Tunguska, and he decides to stick to his plan and play the mission, and the three-man link of Grancer, Perseus and Securiata moves out here. Perseus first tries to shoot the HVT and I think fails. I succeed with a dodge as well, and then he proceeds to move and moves out the Grancer as well, and there I get the opportunity to either shoot the Grancer for free or try to contest the shot with the Perseus. I decide to shoot the Grancer because this is the opportunity to take him out and kill something. I think Perseus shoots me and easily kills the HVT. I think he's using his heavy pistol +1 burst. Not sure if he was using burst 3 with a core link. He would have had a burst 4 even. Nice. So I'm shooting the Grancer for free. I think this is a good move because I don't have a lot of opportunities to survive Perseus. I can only dodge and slow him down. With, on the other side, shooting on the Grancer for free is a good opportunity. I think he's moving out of cover, so I'm shooting on 15 with the designated target. But I don't succeed with that. I think I hit him, but he succeeds with his armor save, unfortunately. Then he throws smoke over there, and the doctor does the cube stuff. And he then realizes he can see the Teuton Knight over there, and the Grancer moves out to shoot the Teuton Knight. He's thinking about this a little bit because he's afraid of the Teuton with his Panzerfaust, but I'm not even considering shooting him with the Panzerfaust. With the smoke, I'm shooting back on -6. So I'm dodging just regularly, so I want to keep the order. I want to keep the opportunity to do something with him in the final turn. So I'm going for a dodge and hope for the best to survive. We then realize the smoke isn't any better for him because he will get -6 as well. He will shoot on +3 for range. So it makes him a net 10, which is still good with a 3 burst. And he succeeds with that. I think I whiff the whole dodge on a 20, I think. And I just get killed off the board by the Grancer in double action. So that was sad. But yeah, that's what happens. He then retreats and ends over there. Paramedic having 2 data packs. Perseus over there and Grancer watching over there. Interventor places a fast panda for defense, and in his group 2 he can't do a lot. He did put the Vertigosond into group 1 and realized he shouldn't have done that because he wanted to shoot my Karhu, but he is too close to the puppet bot. He wouldn't have been able to shoot him anyway, so this wasn't a problem. So just basically playing the mission, having 2 of the cubes already, so it will be an interesting run for me in the 3rd turn. Okay, in the last turn for me with the Karhu in the deployment zone of my opponent, I'm considering my plays. And I know which is his lieutenant. I think I will have to kill it. I want to make sure I will definitely deny him scoring any points according to the surviving units. So I decide to go for a rampage with the Karhu. The bounty hunter is already in a good spot over there, so he's meant to go up and grab 1 data pack if he succeeds with that. And maybe I will be able to grab another one. Not sure about the orders, so I use the impetuous order for the digger who moves forward. And I hope to get his lieutenant, get his data packs, and kill enough units. Maybe grab something to make this a victory for me. So the Karhu moves up and easily kills everything with the flash pulse and the. I think I can even shoot the missile bot into the back from over here. He then moves further. He ignores the doctor because he can only dodge and he's not succeeding with his dodge. So I don't want to waste time with them. Somewhere over here I can see the interventor and shoot the interventor. And the Feuerbach with his double action AP is just devastating. As soon as he hits 1 time, usually the opponent is dead. So they just get removed from the board all by 1. And then I think somewhere over here there's only 1 order left for me. And there's only one thing, 1 opportunity. I think the Securiator succeeds with his dodge. So I can move over there and shoot the paramedic and make it hard for my opponent to grab them back. And probably try to contest this shot. Maybe I will survive, and then it will be very hard for my opponent because he's in loss of lieutenant. It will be very hard to get them because they have to shoot me first. If I survive, this will be hard. If I die, I at least deny him these 2 data packs and give him a task for the final turn. Or I run the digger into the citizen, but he will get a -3 on his roll. So this is a coin flip. I decide to go for the Karhu try. He moves over there, shoots twice at the paramedic. The Securiator is putting down a template, and I'm shooting 1 shot into the Securiator as well. So I kill both, but the boarding shotgun kills me as well, which is sad for me. But yeah, at least I denied him his 2 cubes, and he will have to do something in the final turn. The bounty hunter moves up over there where the Securiator is going to dodge. and he's dodging into line of sight with my bounty hunter. And then I will just have to keep moving, and fortunately he's just dodging again because he's afraid of me shooting him and denying him his last veteran order in the final turn, and there by that I'm grabbing the final cube for me, so I at least have one cube secured so far. Diversion is just jumping up there to protect the bounty hunter. The Moonstrucker is moving out as well and trying to put a drop bear somewhere over there, which he again fails, of course. Also just to protect the bounty hunter. So I don't have any orders left. I lost quite a bit of units in this game, so I'm just a little bit short. One order more might have been able to grab this. So it will be interesting what my opponent can do in his final turn. And after a little bit of thinking, we see the final play. The Perseus is still the leader. My opponent has irregular orders, and this Securiate provides a regular order due to his veteran. Since the Karhu is dead, the final play is Perseus is doing a move over there, Grancer is doing a move over there with the regular order from the Securiate. Then the Grancer is moving up there with his irregular order, picking up one data pack, and then Perseus is doing the same with the second one. We agreed that it might be, our interpretation is that you can only, for a short skill, pick up one of the cubes, because it says only a cube. And therefore, he needs 3 orders to do that. The regular from the Securiate and the 2 irregular ones. And with that, he's not able to achieve anything more. This gives him 4 points for the cubes. And I think he didn't had enough units left on the board to get any points from there. I get 2 points for securing one of the cubes as well. And I get 2 more because I still have half of my units alive. Because it's only Teuton, Liang Kai and 1 Orcspot, the Nauf and the Peacemaker and the Karhu, which is 6. And I have, how many do I have? 15, 16 units on the board. So it's more than half of my units are still alive. So this makes it a 4-4 draw, which is sad, but was a good play for my opponent. What could I have done differently? I got a little bit unlucky, but I got lucky as well. My Peacemaker was lucky, my Liang Kai was unlucky, the Karhu had good luck with his rampage over there, with being successful on that, being unlucky, being shot in the end. Nauf just deserved his death because he was facing a way better unit. And I think the Teuton was crucial as well. If he would have succeeded to dodge, and probably would have been able to dodge into cover, he would have had his impetuous order still, and provided one more order, so the digger would have been able to grab the objective maybe. Or if the Kahu would have survived, he would have denied my opponent to score his points. So there were a lot of small coin flips that could have changed the game. On the other side, my opponent played simply the mission. That's fine, that's cool. The way doing that with the Perseus, splitting up the core team and just moving out a Harris and retreating and then reforming the core is a good play. And I think it's in this, especially in this mission, it's a good way and conservative way to always retreat with the units, and you're always tempted to just leave them in the midfield. He did that with a boarding shotgun Securiate, but I think he's fine. He was there in cover and providing repeater coverage. So I think that was really good to always retreat back and play conservatively. Not sure if he should have tried to protect his right flank in the end. But the flank was already falling from that point. Maybe if he would have had the Puppet Master somewhere more safe, he would have been able to do something more with them. Maybe using them in the first turn might have been an opportunity, an option to get something and kill something. Yeah. I think overall this was a very fun game. A lot of cool situations and interesting situations. I had to calculate a lot of dice rolls after this match to check if the decisions were right. So overall, this was a really good game. I think my list with the hacking turned out pretty well as well. I mean, I like the Peacemaker with his Oxbot, and against an army which is weak against hacking, this might be an option. Provided this list provides a lot of hacking and a lot of repeater coverage. I can live with Deferson as my lieutenant. He provides a good whip roll. He's okay as a hacker so far. And I still can field 15 units in that list. Maybe I will try something to put in the specialist bot, the forward observer bot with a repeater as well. Maybe if I don't need the Night Hospitaller, I didn't use him at all. So still, I'm not totally disappointed by this list concept. I really think this is an interesting one, and probably nobody would expect PanO to bring a hacking list. Maybe I should try to squeeze the missile bot as well. I'll see. Maybe we'll have a variation for that in a future game. Oh, and until then, I would really much like to hear your feedback about this. Maybe about this list, about my plays, what you think about the game. I would really like to get some discussion about that going. So feel free to add some comments, and I will read them and probably respond to them.